project on alcohol and Greek life. I chose this topic because when people hear the words Greek life, sororities, or fraternities, the first thing that comes to their mind sometimes is movies like Animal House. For my own knowledge, I just wanted to know why alcohol is talked up to be such a big part of Greek life. In previous research, it has been shown that heavy drinkers prior to college increase their drinking because of self-selection into Greek societies, which influence more of their drinking. If a Greek member was already drinking before they came to college and joined a Greek life, then they continued their pre-college drinking. The other Greek members that did not drink before college most likely felt peer pressured into drinking once they joined Greek life. It is shown that problematic drinking is largely a phenomenon of young adulthood. The highest prevalence rates of both alcohol abuse and dependence are shown between ages 18 and 29. It is found that nearly 80% of college students drink, 40% engage in heavy drinking, and about 20% meet criteria for an alcohol disorder. There are consequences of problematic drinking, and some of those consequences are physical assaults, sexual assaults, and unintentional deaths. Greek residence was the strongest predictor of binge drinking status among pre-college and college variables. A study has shown that it's of fraternity members. It shows that 86% had five or more drinks at once, and 64% drank 3 times or more during the previous 2 weeks. There are 3 personality traits that are considered to be linked to the understanding of Greek affiliation. These include tendency to act rashly with self-regulation and heightened levels of sensation and novelty seeking, interest and energy toward the outside the self, and liability to experience negative emotions. Recent reviews of Greek drinking have suggested that perceived peer drinking norms play a pivotal role in sustaining risking drinking within the Greek system. Increased alcohol availability is related to increased alcohol consumption. About 60% of Greek members, compared to the 20% of non-members, said that they have owned a fake ID card by the end of their sophomore year. Another factor is that senior members play a role in providing underage members with alcohol or information about where to buy alcohol without ID or to buy a fake ID. The hypothesis was that both selection and influence would account for the relation between Greek affiliation and risky drinking. However, it is less clear whether the influence would be stronger early versus late in Greek life, which is like your freshman year compared to your senior year. Second, the personality traits of impulsivity and novelty seeking, extroversion, and neuroticism would be associated with Greek affiliation. Finally, Greek affiliation would be associated with higher levels of alcohol-conducive environmental factors. The data was collected from incoming freshmen at a large public Midwestern university, which was the University of Missouri-Columbia. The data was collected from 3,720 students, and it was a questionnaire that was completed in the summer orientation process, which was followed up by a web-based survey every fall and spring on the next 4 years. The 4 following criteria were used to select a sample: non-missing data for the risky drinking variables at pre-college assessment, non-missing data for the risky drinking and Greek membership variables, enrollment as a college student throughout the first 6 semesters, and being classified as constant Greek members or constant non-members. The results were that the study extends previous research on risky drinking among Greek members. The self-selection and influence processes were replicated using prospective data of an inclusive sample gathered at pre-college and over the first 3 years of college. The Greek influence effects occurred in the first semester, although there was evidence found for continuing influence over the next 3 years. Greek affiliation was associated with higher levels of perceived peer drinking norms and alcohol availability in the first semester, and a greater increase of alcohol availability until the sophomore year. Together, these selection and influence processes in the relation between Greek affiliation and risky drinking represent a facet of broader issues of the mechanisms by which risky behaviors are shaped and manifested through dynamic interplay between individuals and their environments with a specific developmental context.